So the last couple days have been a riot. Um, and I was browsing through some of my timelines, and there were some nice memes from recent events. So I think we're gonna go through a couple of them. Um, so obviously, the first one. I mean, you know, sad thing, guy got his arm shot, but at the same time, you kind of don't attack a guy when he's down. So if anybody that has been paying attention kind of looked for it, if you've taken the time to look for it, I'm not sure if the news media has really posted it, but Kyle Rittenhouse basically shot and killed two guys and shot another guy, basically drastically injuring him. And so the first guy was at a car dealership, basically helping rioters um, burn the local car dealership, which was basically a smaller mom and pop car dealership, not one of these big chain ones. So they basically killed a whole family's livelihood, and that's going to be trouble to get insurance to claim insurance for. But then later on, you see footage of him running away from this mob, and they basically one of them catches up to him, kind of swats him down, and so he's down on the ground, and a guy with a skateboard hits him and gets shot in the process. That was one thing, and then the guy that got his arm shot was basic. If you have seen the images, got his gun arm shot at, not his other arm, but the arm that he was holding a gun with. So this was a kid that shot someone in self-defense because, like, he was attacked first, knocked to the ground when he was trying to get out of an altercation, and then he shot at people that were attacking him. The next thing is the fact that later on down the road, he tried turning himself into police. You can find footage of him walking up to the police responders, to the one guy that got shot in the arm, and it's like, hey, hands up. It was like trying to basically turn himself in, like, hey, that was me. But yeah, so yeah, you have that, and heartburn gonna strike. Pretty sad. But you don't attack a guy when he's down. I mean, that's kind of one of those like honorable things. Like, don't do that. This one's an interesting one. So the first guy he shot, basically was asking to get shot, and he got shot in the head. But he was a registered sex offender. So, I mean, that's one less problem on the streets. Oh, ooh, I haven't seen that one. That's a nice one. Look at that. These are two altercations, and it is noted that he is wearing gloves. There, I believe, is one later on down here that brings that up. Oh no, see, look at that. You underestimate my power. Don't try it! Yeah, someone's gonna win. The first mistake, I think, in the whole deal was they were chasing someone with a firearm. I mean, like, you think it's like, I have more firepower than you, don't try it. See, look at that. It's like, see, there it is, like, there it is, the gun arm, right there, pointing at him. Like, this is like postal level or hatred level, like, almost execution stuff. And then he, like, got his arm meat blasted away. Yeah, this is a good one. He shot a convicted pedophile, in the head. I mean, the dude did doing what he loved. Just quick thing there. Yeah, look at that. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, there's his gun arm right there. He's still holding on to it. I mean, it kind of makes sense, I guess. After you get shot, you can't drop your gun because your muscles are tensed up. This clearly shows his gun was pulled after the point I originally posted. He was shot after having his hands up. This proves more. So the kid shot Gage as he drew his weapon, and Gage retreated with his gun in hand. I just talked to Gage. Only regret was not killing the kid and hesitating to pull the gun before emptying the entire mag into him. Yeah, see, again, he was basically going to pull it out and, conk him there on the spot while he was down on the ground. Okay. Yellow coat, blah, 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 fine. Master of all shooting stances, the closer he is to the Earth's core, the deadlier. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like belly up, but boom. See, and look, now Kyle's a cool name, too. Punching drywall and Monster Energy drinks. On there. Oh, yes. Yeah. He shot 3 people, yeah. It's kind of legendary. 17-year-old kid versus 3 people, like, what? That's a better KD ratio than a lot of people get in their video games. Yeah. See. Yeah. He was wearing a paramedic hat, but it's interesting because in most situations, a medic doesn't have a firearm. So the only reason, like, I don't see a reason why, if you're gonna help someone, why you're pulling out a firearm and you're pointing it in the direction of someone that you're trying to help. And after having been knocked on the ground and you're in the mob that's chasing, what else do you think he's gonna do? You're pointing it at him, you're coming after him, and you're in the mob chasing. Yeah, really? So, yeah, the GoFundMe got snagged. Yeah, now, against fascism, mine. Guy doing what he loved, trying to touch a minor. Look at that! I mean, what could be worse than a child sex offender getting shot by a minor? So, the gloves. This is what I was looking for. Yeah, he was pretty good. He was showing up, he was cleaning up graffiti. So that's probably one reason why he was wearing the gloves. And then all of a sudden he needs to if you're there for a peaceful reason and you've been helped cleaning up, but what was it? I think there were reports that he was helping with the militia or helping the police. And it's like it literally turned into a situation where they had to get the help of a minor in order to clear things up. What? Yeah. Who does this? There are a number of people that, like, do this kind of stuff. Stone Toss is another one. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. I don't think he had a scope on his AR, though. So, I mean, not exactly related to Kenosha, but, you remember that 30 to 50 hogs, meme that popped up a while ago? This is where we're turning, quite literally. Yeah, this is really what it's shaping up to be. What is it? And I want to say, yeah, he crossed state lines, Kyle did. And, this is, like, bikers have defended, streets from rioters already. You have Kyle as a country boy, I believe. Oh, yeah, but then you've got all these people that really haven't lived these lifestyles. They've lived in the city the whole time. They've only gone to college. And they're like, we gotta do it this way, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you guys aren't living in the real world. Go, like, get dirty and go do some real work. Can we just talk about the irony here? It's like playing Where's Waldo? There have been more black people in Milo Yiannopoulos and are found in Black Lives Matter. Again, this is what Kenosha is really like starting to lead the signs of what it's leading up to, and it's not gonna be pretty. Because, yes, you have all those nice fancy roads, but you've got people that can shoot. And Granny is not gonna spare your life if you're threatening her pie. Okay, frankly, cause trouble, see what happens. Literally. Boy, look at that kid. I don't know where the unphotoshopped image is, but you can see that they left the Crocs in. Yeah, and he's got that 5'11" shirt on. I don't know why you're gonna mess with, again, why mess with a kid with an AR on him? So, I'd have to go and look at the local laws, but I would assume that the fact that he's 17 and open carrying a rifle, for handguns, it is slightly different for the laws. Those do require a higher age in order to carry, I'm pretty sure. But rifles, I want to say they're fine with, but I'd have to go and double check on that. So I wouldn't, like, bet my money on it. Oh, well, here we go. Let's look at this one. Oh, full screen. So again, knocked on the ground, and they're basically crowding over him. What do? And the police are right down the road, but they're not right there. You can't exactly call the police there in that moment when they're right on top of you. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, let's expand this. According to screen, blah blah blah, 2003. See, this is kind of like the George Floyd stuff where they did the same thing. They released a bunch of footage, and it's like, the story's a bit different, but anyway. Everybody loves this one. But yeah. He was winning. He did get arrested. He is in custody. But, he won. Yeah. Yeah, you all know. This is basically gladiator fighting. You know, sometimes they just don't disappoint. I mean, did you do it? I don't know. You know, better dead than red. Again, the whole sex offender thing. There might have been a point where the records got wiped. I can't remember, due to some like weird glitchy stuff. But yeah. Anyway, the irony is just spot on. Does anyone else know the irony in this? No borders, no wall. Keep cross straight lines. Again, the cognitive dissonance is real in this one. I mean, seriously. You got the one, it's kind of cropped out, but that's Twitter. But then the other one has it perfectly centered. It shows us, it's like, so this paramedic, this peaceful paramedic, wasn't expecting to shoot anyone. That's wonderful. I think this is a decent Photoshop. It's really grainy, but it's decent Photoshop. Text is the same, but it's a decent Photoshop. Yeah, you remember that "Don't Tread on Me" flag? Yeah. Yeah. This is why. So you kind of got to be careful. Again, first mistake, chasing a kid with a firearm. And I mean, he does look kind of kitted out in such a way that he knows how to use it. And looking at the other imagery, he knows how to shoot a firearm, unlike some of these guys. And then, for the final little one, yeah, it's gonna be interesting come down the road. Just remember that this is only like the beginning. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but at the same time, this is only the beginning. It can only get worse from here. But you're gonna have to pick your side and decide where you stand at some point. You can't sit on the fence forever.
You came down to this southern town last summer to show the folks a brand new way of life. But all you've shown the folks around here is trouble, and you've only added misery to their strife. Your concern is not to help the people, and I'll say again, though it's been often said, your concern is just to bring discomfort, my friend, and your policy is just a little red. Now ain't I right? Ain't you right? Ain't you right? It matters not to you how people suffer, and should they, you consider that a gain. You bring a lot of trouble to the town and then you leave. That's part of your communistic game. I detect a little communism. I can see it in the things you do. Communism, socialism, call it what you like. There's very little difference in the two. Now ain't I right? Ain't you right? Your followers sometimes have been a bearded, bathless bunch. There's even been a minister or two, a priest, a nun, a rabbi, and an educated man have listened and been taken in by you. All the country's full of two-faced politicians who encourage you with words that go like this: burn your draft card if you like, it's good to disagree. That's a get acquainted communistic kiss. Now ain't I right? Ain't you right? Ain't you right? One politician said it would be nice to send some blood and help the enemy in Vietnam. That's what he says, here's what I say, let's just keep the blood. Instead, let's send that politician man. Let's rid the country of the politicians who coddle tramps that march out in our street, protesting those who want to fight for freedom, my friend. This kind of leader makes our country weak. Now ain't I right? Ain't you right? Ain't you right? Let's look and find the strong and able leaders. It's time we found just how our neighbors stand. If we're to win this war with communism, let's fight it here as well as Vietnam. Let's rise as one and meet our obligations, so communistic boots will never trod across the fields of freedom that were given to us with the blessing of our great almighty God. Across the fields of freedom that were given to us with the blessing of our great